Urban Revolution Radio's Your Morning Show with your boy Nino and your man D Hex, broadcasting live from the Acceptance Insurance Studios. Give them a call at 812-477-1772 for all of your insurance needs. Tell them Nino sent you. They will hook you up. Also by B&M Electronics and Elite Tutoring Place, all from our Entrepreneur of the Month this month, Mr. Bertel Allen. If you need help with any EVSC curriculum subject over there, or if you need your cell phone fixed over here, got
it all covered.
Got it all covered. All you have to do is visit our website over there. It's over there, right over there, live99wjcb.com. Click any of these links of all of our sponsors, and they'll take you directly to the website and get you the help that you need, especially Acceptance Insurance. You got the link in the description below. They are our sponsor, and we're broadcasting live from the Acceptance Insurance Studios. Now, tell them, actually, Miss Amy Ross, tell them Nino sent you. We was talking about you got New Year's resolutions coming up. Do you ever make New Year's resolutions?
No, I don't.
You've never made a New Year's resolution before?
I have before, but I've always broken them.
I'll
keep it real. So, with that being said,
what kind of resolutions have you made in the past?
I'm going to quit smoking cigarettes or, little things that's really hard to do.
Right.
And it takes baby steps, and I end up breaking them, so I don't even do it.
Do you think it's because you try to just go cold turkey and do it all in the first month?
Right, do it all in the first month, and instead of like pacing myself or weaning myself off.
And that's what they say when a lot of people make the mistake when they make these kind of new. Because me, I'm the kind of, I really don't do New Year's resolutions. I'm like, if I'm about to make a change, I'm about to make a change. I'm going to do it right now. A lot of people usually, I'm going to wait till the new year and start.
Right, you still may have 6 months of the year before
but that's one of the main things that stop people from keeping their New Year's resolutions is that they try to do too much way too fast and expect too drastic of results way too soon. They ended up getting disappointed. Just like you, a lot of people, they get all real gung-ho about losing weight or stop smoking and things like that. But then when it like that first or second week hits you, and that third week hits you, and you just think, I haven't lost enough weight, or I'm still thinking about cigarettes, so it's not working. Well, you kind of start talking yourself out of the, keeping a New Year's resolution. I think that really leaves people not keeping their New Year's resolution the way they should. But we got a list of the top 10 New Year's resolutions for 2021 that a lot of people have decided to make this year. We're going to start with number 10. Is sharing your ideas. They say it's a great goal to resolve to share your ideas with the world, especially in this day and age of social media. We got a lot of introverts that are scared to get out there
in public and things of that nature.
You got platforms like TikTok, YouTube, all kind of other video platforms that allow them to get out there and express themselves. Especially we got a lot. I've seen a couple commercials on TV. Dealing with mental health, saying how people can use these social media platforms and discussion groups and all that kind of other stuff, sharing their thoughts, sharing their ideas with other people, instead of just sitting and brooding in your own, in your own stew, in your own house, being mad and being alone. And it gives people the opportunity to share with others from the comfort of their own homes, especially, things like TikTok. I saw like the one lady, she was, they show a black lady on there, she's crying, and she said, I'm dealing with a lot of things, blah, 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 and it's part of this group, I guess she's on TikTok, and is encouraging other people to try to share and become a part of it, which I think is a pretty good idea, if that's what you need. That's like we was talking to Trent Small.
During
the interview.
Whatever
it takes for you to get that stress off your chest. Don't hold it in. It's no such thing as a stupid idea. You know what I mean? If you don't say nothing about it, how do you know if it can be improved upon? It might be the greatest thing since sliced bread. But if you're afraid to just speak up, thinking that you're just going to get shot down immediately, that's the wrong way to go. So I think a lot of people have made that New Year's resolution, especially in this day and age of being able to do it from home, behind the comfort of your computer screen. More you can share and edit what you want to share, how you want to share it, and things like that, and get it. And you can, got to be prepared for those responses though. When you put stuff out there on the internet, don't think that every response that you're going to get is going to be some positive feedback, like, gold girl, or anything like that. There's going to be a lot of trolls out there that just get online to just try to shoot ideas down and talk about you and make fun of you. So you got to be prepared for that as well. If you're going to be sharing ideas and sharing your feelings online, trying to get feedback and stuff. So make sure it's part of a group, that are part of like-minded people that you're
dealing with, instead of just
random out there.
Right.
You're less likely to get that trolling effect. If it's in a group that actually people that are dealing with what you're dealing with. So yeah, that's the New Year number 10 New Year's resolution for 2022. I guess in 2021, 2022. Right. Number 9, travel more. Now I don't know how easy that's gonna be.
Right, because they're going to shut it down again, Jack.
And I'm feeling that.
Right.
They say Omicron is less, I guess, reactive, less dangerous.
Right, but Delta's still out there.
But it's more contagious. Right. It's easier to transmit, but, when it gets to you, even if you're not vaccinated,
it's more like the common cold.
Right, it's not really putting people in the hospital and things like that, but it's sacrificing potency for contagion. Yeah.
Right. So they ready to shut it down, Jay. I'm ready for it too.
What did they say? Which football team got almost completely shut down?
I just seen on SportsCenter this morning. I don't know who it was, but basketball is the same way.
Basketball, yeah, but I thought it was the staff. What was the team? 30 of the staff, including some of the players, they almost had to forfeit a season because they was running out of eligible players.
Wow.
I think it was in football, because in football is in week 16 now, or week 17 now. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have, 66 players on the football team usually at the beginning of the season, and then if you don't have, I think you have to have at least 50 something by the season start. A minimum of 50. If you don't have the minimum of recruitment and be able to pull anybody from third string or backup, what you gonna do? You gonna get out there and run with not enough people? Is that allowed?
No, it's not allowed.
Cause you can't have
the rules, bro.
I know, you can't have 12 people on the thing, but it is, or you can't have under 11 either.
Bro. You can have 12 players.
All right.
Now in basketball, you just have to have 8 players on this team.
8 players, right? Because you're 5 and 3 backups. Okay, 3. I got you.
So yeah.
And it's out there. So, but as far as just traveling more, I'm really agreeing with you. Now, a lot of these other countries, they shutting it down. They shutting their doors.
Right.
So I don't know where people think they're gonna be going. Maybe it's just like Trump. Maybe you can get out of state a little bit if you're in your own car.
I ain't feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it real. I'm happy right where I am.
Because they talking about implementing. They was talking about implementing the proof of vaccination.
Vaccination meant for domestic travel.
To get into domestic travel and get
into domestic travel. They're trying to require proof of vaccination.
Yeah, so I don't see that.
Big Brother's out there playing.
I don't see how that's gonna go down.
Right.
I really don't think
it ain't gonna happen, is it, man?
Because I like to move around. I ain't gonna say I like to go long distances, but I do the delivery driving. Right. So I like to move and I like seeing things and seeing places. Mm-hmm. I've been all around the country myself. When I'm joining the Marine Corps, doing the rap thing and all that kind of stuff. I've been to about 15 of the 50 states. Just either passing through or stopping in. So, but I've never been one to go places just to go. I don't do cruises.
No.
I've never been
too much of close quarters.
Man, I just don't trust them, man. Especially when all these boats got shut down because of
COVID.
What was it before COVID? Right? It was what was the Carnival Cruise Line got shut down because the filtration system went out and the people started getting food poisoning and they wouldn't let the boat dock. And then they had one where the captain pulled too shallow into the port and it ended up turning over, capsized. He jumped ship.
Oh, man.
They ended up arresting him and charging him with endangering passengers or something because he abandoned ship before everybody else. So I've never trusted cruises.
Right. I don't want to go. There's too much water anyway.
I get on a plane before I get on a boat. For real. And I'm a Marine. I tell you that right now. I get on a plane before I get on a boat. For real.
I'm talking about them 4 wheels and 4 doors.
You John Madden style with it.
Yes, sir.
You taking a bus everywhere.
I'm taking a bus, a Winnebago, something. I'm not trusting nothing that has to do with the air.
You want to keep all your feet, the wheels on the ground right there. Don't take us. I got you. But that kind of limits your ability to fly out of the country, to go out of the country. I mean, you've already been to Germany.
I've been to Germany. I've been to those places. I've been to Spain. I've been to those places.
So you could right now. You ain't.
I'm good.
Well, if you're trying to get your travel on out there, it might be a little bit harder in 2022, especially with this Omicron. Right. I'm telling you, we're gonna get all the way down to Omega.
Yeah.
We got like
Omega's over with.
We got about 12 more letters in the Greek alphabet to play around with before we get down there, you know. But they gonna come up with something because it's getting easier and easier to transmit. But I guess like Delta was a little bit more potent than the original Corona. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't as easily transmissible. But now this Omicron is easy to transmit, but it's not as deadly. And people is like trying
so the double-edged sword.
Oh Lord have mercy. So we about to see what's next. So I don't see about that traveling more stuff. You might want to put that on hold for another year if that's one of your New Year's resolutions. Number 8, read more books. You know what I mean? I've never really been like I've never really been like the novel reader. You know what I mean? I've done comic books, things like that.
Right. You're a comic book fan, right? You know, see, I like poetry books, things of that nature. You know.
So is that going to be one of your New Year's resolutions? Try to read more poetry books?
No, player. Nah.
Yeah, they said one of the annual favorite New Year's resolutions is to read a certain number of books per year, like one per week. It's a lot of library, I guess, incentives for students. I know we did one earlier where they were trying to tell students if you read a certain amount of books, they would give you coupons to like CC's Pizza or Chuck E. Cheese or something like that.
Give you a little incentive.
Right, yeah. You check in with the library and they can show you on your library card, that you read this book, you checked this book,
you checked it out,
you know what I mean? So, and really kind of way to cheat on it though. All you got to do is really check it out and then check it back in. You know, you ain't got to prove that you read it.
Right.
But hopefully, if you're going to go through the trouble of going to the library and getting books and all that kind of stuff, you don't do it just to get some pizza from CC's.
Right.
You know, but I guess that's one of the goals. They're trying to encourage a lot of students to do more reading. It's like Elite Tutoring places. Yes. You see how I work that in, with the sponsors. But Elite Tutoring Place is also trying to encourage kids to do a lot more reading and get help. He said one of the biggest things that parents are asking help for their students with is comprehension. Mm-hmm. You know, being able to explain what you read to somebody else without using the same words. You know, because you can read something, like I told him, you can read something verbatim, word for word, and know it by heart, you know what I mean, but have no idea what it is you read. You can tell it back to somebody the same words, but you can't explain what it is that you got out of it.
Right, what you got out of reading comprehension.
You know, so that's one of them kind of things that they're helping people out with Elite Tutoring, and that's one of the New Year's resolutions. That's number 8 for 2022. To try to read more books. And I guess the most popular one is one per week, the 52 books. But man, I just...
That's not a reading player.
Man, I don't know. It's just me. I remember I had to read the Iliad and the Odyssey when I was in...
That's a long book.
Man, I couldn't do it. First 2 tests that we had, man, I was dumbfounded. I couldn't remember none. I couldn't retain none of the stuff that I was reading. Wow. So I ended up going audiobook style. I went to the library, checked it out on the audiobook. Man, I would listen to it on the way back and forth to class in my headphone. Man, and I had it down pat. I was good then. You know, it was just something. It's just something about reading those novels. You know, I have an excellent vocabulary. I can read it. You know.
Now, I tell you, there is one book I do listen to audio, and it's on YouTube. The Art of War.
Oh yeah, Sun Tzu's Art of War and the 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah,
that's another one that I like to hear on the audio. But like I say, that's audio. I can absorb it if I hear it in the ears. I've always been that way. You see, I like wearing headphones. You ever see me a lot of my profile pictures and stuff on Facebook and YouTube and all of this stuff. You see me with some headphones, the earbuds on, because I love music. That's just what I do. I like it's just something about the audio reception of it. I'm more attuned to learning from versus reading it in a book and trying to translate from a book to writing and then trying to write and explain to somebody, doing book reports and all this kind of stuff. That was just never really my thing. But that's number 8 on the list as far as New Year's resolutions go, is try to read more books. Number 7, land a new job. I know that's on a lot of people's New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, because they're tired of the job.
Man, just going to
a bad employer.
How many people are actually going to work at jobs that they just don't like? Just to get a check.
They're forced to go.
You know, I mean, a lot of people talk themselves into taking jobs because they think that it's going to help them pay the bills. But why go to a job you're about to spend a third to a half of your day at that you hate? I've never understood that. Now, I know it's about doing what you have to do till you're able to do something better.
Right.
But a lot of people not even trying to do nothing better. They settling for just the check.
10 or 15 years for a check.
And just mad. And, waiting for your job, waiting to retire. You can't wait to get your vacation. No. You're doing everything but enjoying working where you are. Right. So, I think this, one thing about the pandemic, I do think it's giving people an opportunity to decide what it is.
What skills they're really good at.
What do you really want to do? Are you happy with the job that you have right now? Did you take advantage of the stimulus checks and unemployment checks that were out there to try to maybe better yourself, go back to school, get a new certificate, do some serious job hunting in another field? Because maybe you weren't able to do some job hunting because you didn't have...
Because you had a time to go do it.
You was working that other job too hard, so...
Right.
But I think this is going to give a lot of people an opportunity to figure out where it is that they want to do for a living, where they want to go. Do you want to stay where you're at? Do you want to move up in ranks where you're at? Or do you want to just get a totally new job altogether? Right. Maybe just start your own business, just like we did. Turn your passion into a business. Find out what it is that you love and find a way to get paid doing it. That's what I always tell my kids.
Sure.
Don't go to school and getting jobs and taking classes just because. Mm-hmm. What do you want to get out of it? What is your ultimate goal? What do you want to learn how to do and how to make money doing? Whether it's business, whether my middle boy is going for teaching, when my other boy is going for business management, it's just I went for music, whatever it is that your passion is, learn how to be a master of doing that. Mm-hmm. Put the hours in, whether it's a trade, whether you plumber, mechanic, airline pilot, you say your man's got his doctorate, working in a barbershop.
That's what Big Mike was saying,
what I mean? So it's plenty of ways, people have, you got a lot of options, but change is never easy. And I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of, the actual first step of the change. Doing something different other than your normal routine in order to accomplish a different goal.
Right.
You want something different, you got to do something different. Can't be doing the same thing you've been doing and expecting different results. That's called insanity. Can't do that. All right, so number 6 is learn something new. So I guess you ever wanted to learn a new language or...
I learn something new every day with this business we're in.
And that's what I try to do. Learn something new, and even if it's the littlest, smallest thing, learn something new about how to work my phone, how to work the computer.
And you learn something new every day.
But the thing is, you got to be willing to learn something new and be receptive.
Keep an open mind.
Right. And I tried to learn Spanish, but it was just something about it. I didn't have anybody to practice with in order to keep it, so I really didn't retain it. I even tried to come back at it, learning on I think was it Babbel or one of those audio learning software.
Yeah, one of them. Day, right.
But it just didn't stick because I really didn't have any practical use for doing it. I was just learning it just for the sake of learning it. But I wasn't going anywhere that would require me. I'm not living in California anymore.
Right.
Had I been still living in San Diego or in California,
you probably picked it up and used it a lot more often.
Which I did. One of my best buddies, Chris Soto, he's natural born blood Mexican, Brownsville, Texas. Mm-hmm. Things like my other buddy Abel Iricheta, they're both fluent Spanish speaking Marines. We used to go everywhere together, up and down across the border, but they spent most of their time perfecting their English. So we just spent most of our time talking English. I really didn't even with them have much opportunity to speak Spanish. Because even when I spoke Spanish to them, they would speak English back to me because they trying to practice. So I never really got it, so a lot of people are trying to learn something new that they have, whether it's a new trade, a new language, something like that. So if you're thinking about that, try some Babbel. There's a lot of YouTube. I started listening to the inspirational quotes on YouTube, the 48 Laws of Power, like you said, the Art of War. Mm-hmm. And you can learn a lot of how to trade stocks. Watch a couple of videos, live day trading and swing trading, investment videos. So there's a lot of ways to learn a lot of stuff.
YouTube teach a lot, bro.
Man, you could get a doctorate degree on YouTube.
YouTube will teach you a lot.
You know how many times
it's free.
Man, the internet.
Unless you got to pay for internet.
Yeah, that's all it is. But you can go to McDonald's.
Yeah, use their Wi-Fi.
Go to McDonald's little lobby and plug into their Wi-Fi if you want to download the video.
Man, you learn a lot off of YouTube, man.
Man, I learned how to change oil on 3 different cars because I didn't know where the plugs were. And they had the
they had a plastic thing that's
all kind of stuff you got to unhook and get under. And what else? I changed the water pump. I learned how to. I did a tutorial video on how to properly cut lawns. You know what I mean? Cool. And how to dispose of your gravel. A lot of people don't even know how to start a lawnmower. I tested my sons. And how do you start a lawnmower? And they couldn't do it. They knew nothing about the prime button on the side.
You gotta prime it. Get the gas flowing.
They had no idea. They was looking around like it was like the rotary phone thing. You ever seen that video where the kid looking at the rotary phone like,
what is this?
What am I supposed to do with this? Right. They kept just pulling it. I'm like, read the instructions. You got to. That's the first thing you're supposed to do when you start working with anything. Read the instructions.
But see, man, I was cutting grass at 6.
See, I used to...
At a very young age.
I used to have to use manual lawnmowers.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
blade. Yeah, the spinning blade. I didn't have the gas. No, I didn't get one of them till I was a homeowner.
Right, I heard you, right.
So yeah, they didn't know how good they got it. So you got to try to learn something new every day. That's how you know you're alive. If you don't learn nothing new, you just staying with the same thing. You might as well be dead. You know what I mean? You're stagnant. You got to keep it moving. Like I said, learn something new about your house. You know, still switches around my house. I'm looking around like, what this switch do? Like, oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
You ever do that? Yeah. You ever find something like around your house or like a light switch or a plug that you didn't know what it went to until you hit a couple switches and find out?
You hit a couple switches and you're like, damn, okay.
Like, what's turning off? What's turning on? What this do? What this do? I found my sump pump that way. You know, thinking that, like, I heard it go, and it turned off, I'm like, what is that noise coming back?
Okay.
Learn something new every day. That's number 6 on the 2021 resolutions list. Number 5, start a business.
Right. Hey,
I think that kind of went hand in hand with land a new job.
Right.
You know, but they want to count that as its own. I guess its own resolution of itself, which I give it, start your new business. You know, you got a plenty of opportunity.
Right.
All these stimulus checks and small business loans and all this stuff in it. It's really that time. If you think you got what it takes to strike out on your own, you know, it's a whole different world being a business owner. Trust us. Yes. You know, I actually work for someone. I have a regular job, but we also business owners, you know, employing other people. So it kind of, I get both sides of the coin, you know, and it's totally different thinking as a boss versus thinking as an employee.
Yes. You
know, when you're thinking as an employee, you just, how many hours can I clock in? How many can I get out? When do I get out? When do I get on? When you're a boss, when you're the owner,
right,
you're always working. Anything go wrong, anything go down, you got to get up and respond to it.
Yes,
you're thinking about ideas in the middle of the night, writing stuff down, like, oh man, I just thought about this. You're always at work when it's your business.
Yes,
you know, which is the good thing. And this, the amount of money you make is totally up to you.
Right.
It's not just about, you know, you going in, going to make this certain amount of hours and going to get $15 an hour, $5 an hour, $10 an hour, whatever you're doing. When you're a boss, you going with what the flow is. Whatever you might make $10 that day.
$10 that day.
Might make $100 that
day. And some days might not make none.
Might not make nothing. You know what I mean? So it's a whole different thing. You got a whole different mindset of thinking when you're starting your own business. But we do encourage that here on Urban Revolution Management on your morning show. We encourage financial independence, employer independence, financial independence, musical independence.
Right.
As we support independent artists and entrepreneurs. You know, we encourage stock investment. I do stocks investment on Robinhood, Webull, even on Cash App. Cash App has the ability for you to invest in certain companies, even $4. So there's many different ways to take advantage of your financial future. You know, I mean, your financial independence, and starting a business is one of them. That's number 5. Number 4 is fight climate change. Reducing your carbon footprint, basically, which I'm really all for. I wish I could go more solar electric than I am right now. Yeah, me too. And I think
when I'm ready to build, I hope it's available here in Indiana.
I've been looking at it so far here in Evansville. I haven't.
In 2 years' time,
right?
I'm thinking that incentive will be here.
I would hope so, because I would love to get some solar panels on my roof, maybe to put some electricity back in the grid. Let Vectron, they call it, it's not Vectron anymore. What are they? CenterPoint now.
Yeah, they can have.
Send me a check. I'm selling y'all the energy now. That's what that's what I want to be.
Right.
You know, get the solar panels. But that's part of the reducing the carbon footprint and also fighting climate change. Because man, we just had the warmest Christmas on record. record.
On record.
Here in Evansville. Southern Indiana, 75 degrees in some places, but the record actually is being held at 73, the official number, which is still higher than any Christmas ever. So if you're not believing in global warming right now, climate change, I don't know
what to tell you.
You know what I mean? No, but a lot of people want to fight climate change, and I think that's going to be a way for me to do it, get some solar panels. I want to get me an electric car as well.
There's none of stations right here yet, Blue.
But if you get it at your crib, though,
man, your bill will be high as hell.
But it's going to be cheaper than buying gas. Honestly, per unit, per unit, having an electric car per unit per mile is cheaper than running a gas-powered car. For real. It don't really matter when you plug up. You're going to pay more going to a gas, like an electric power-up station.
Right.
Because they in it for the profit.
You're right.
Versus plugging up to your own crib that got solar panels on the roof. You ain't paying for nothing.
I hear you, Elroy. I hear you, Elroy.
I'm telling you, boy, I'm trying to go all electric.
You're going all the way.
All the way. I'm telling you, give me the opportunity. I'm going for it. So reduce my carbon footprint, do my part to fight climate change.
Okay.
Number 3, get healthier.
I tried to, cause I cut out sodas a couple years ago, and when I do drink a soda, it's like a Sprite. But getting healthier, man, I don't know. That's a hard one, man.
Me, I think it's more about just moving around more. The hardest part
not staying stagnant.
Right. The hardest part is changing your diet and trying to get, you know what I mean? Because you really don't like the food usually that you eat when you try to go on a diet. Weight, you know, but it's easy to just start moving around. And I believe in the mathematics of it. A lot of doctors will tell
metabolism.
You, right? It's not really what you eat, but what you do with it when you eat. Right. And so many people eat and get that itis.
Oh, yeah.
And sit down and lay down and go to sleep. But that's when you start stacking on the pounds. Right. I try to wait until I'm getting ready to do something before I eat. I don't like eating right before I lay down. You know, unless like when I eat, I take a nap. But I know I'm about to get back up and start moving around and do some things. That's cool. You know what I mean? But if you laying down at the end of the day, it's 8, 9 o'clock at night, and you just ate a 3-4 pound meal, a big steak and all that, and you waking up, you eating big breakfast, and then you going to work sitting down, and then you're eating lunch. Everything you're doing is nothing you're doing is burning off any of the calories.
None of the calories
that you're eating. You can get fat off carrots if you're not moving around. You know what I mean? Because it's all mathematics. If you're taking in more calories than you're burning off,
right,
it's got to go somewhere, and your body's naturally just going to store it as fat. So I think one of the keys that a lot of people need to do when they're talking about getting healthier is really just increasing your activity. You ain't got to go to the gym all day, but just walk around the block like a lot of people do. I play my video games. I stand up and play my video games. Okay. You know, just listen to the music.
Just get the movement around. And
I got the gun in my hand, or like that. I try to stand up. And people tell me, I don't see how you stand up playing the game. Like, man, I thought that's what it was for. You know, it's virtual reality.
It's for movement.
But I sweat when I play it because I'm getting that adrenaline rush. I'm moving. I'm turning my core and all that good stuff. So it's a workout in itself. You got to find exercise in everything you do. Right. You know what I mean? That's what Jackie Chan said.
We do a lot of walking too.
Yeah, especially going shopping for businesses. I do a lot of walking even with Grubhub, getting in and out of the car, walking for businesses, walking into the houses, walking up. Man, some of these people be living up 3-4 flights of stairs and got a car. So I try to find my ways to get my exercise in, you know, where I can. But it's all about moving. I think the best way to get healthier is what I was just thinking about, just losing some weight, lowering your cholesterol, lowering your blood pressure, thing like that. Find a way to laugh more and move more. Right. And I think that'll help a lot of people out. Number 2 on the top 10 resolutions for 2022, save more money.
I've been trying to, bro. But you break a 20 quick now, plug.
See, and I've always been a stickler for doing budgets. You'll never be able to save money if you don't know where your money's going.
No, I know where money's going, but when you break a 20 player...
See, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I do digital. You notice, I don't carry money. I rarely ever carry cash money. Because like you say, once you break that big bill, you got the tendency to want to spend the rest of it anyway. Okay, I got this. I might as well do it. I got this. But when you use a debit card, it's down to the penny. Every penny counts. Every transaction. It's not breaking a bill. I'm spending money, so I don't really want to try to spend as little as I can to get this money. And I think it's easier to do if you switch over to the digital side of currency versus having that money. Because like you say, when you get them bills in your hand and they start breaking into smaller and smaller bills, you just get a tendency to want to spend it. Then $1 is just $1. I might as well do this.
So damn high.
But when you budget, though, the main part, like I said, when we was talking about a lot of people don't do with not being taught home economics.
Home economics,
right. And home economics is more than just about baking cookies. You know what I mean?
Right. Eating
cakes, cleaning up. No, home economics is the word economics is the economy of the home on how to do finances, banking, the management of the house. And the backbone of any household, any business is the money.
Right.
If you don't know where the money's coming from or where it's going, you're going to be in for a lot of trouble. And I think a lot of people would save themselves a whole bunch of headaches if they just did a monthly budget. I mean, it's just as simple as saying, okay, I get this much money per month. These are my bills. How much do I have left?
Right.
And if you don't have more money left than you would like, you need to either find a way to eliminate some of those expenses, like I did, got rid of my cable. I don't do cable anymore. I got, man. You know what I mean? It's going straight to the Fire Stick. It's just the internet now. Right. Reduce my cable bill, reduce the cell phone bill, reduce the mortgage payment if you can refinance in any kind of way to reduce your monthly output. You know what I mean? Anyway, got the new deal. They gave us a couple months free on the business account here on the internet. There's anything you can do to try to reduce those costs, especially eating fast food. Most of the money that people spend and don't know where their money goes when you talk about breaking the bill goes to eating. Because your mortgage always stays the same usually. Your mortgage and rent going to stay the same every month. That's nothing new. The electricity bill generally stays the same every month. No matter what it might fluctuate a few dollars, but generally you know what your electric bill is going to be.
Yeah, because my electric bill is not as high as some people are claiming their bills to be.
Man, but when it comes to eating, that's where a lot of people waste most of their money is when it comes to eating fast food, eating at restaurants instead of budgeting from home and, doing that home budget cooking at home. I know a lot of people don't know how to cook. That's on them, you know what I mean? But if you don't know where your money's going, if you're like, I thought I had $50, they only got $5, where did all my money go? If you find yourself asking yourself that question more often than not, where my money go, you probably need to just start writing it down. Just start writing it down and you can find out, you can find yourself saving a whole bunch more money than you probably would just trying to keep cash in your pocket. That's why I don't even do cash. I write tips on the receipts. I try not to carry cash at all, if at all possible.
So you go dollar for dollar, cent for cent.
Man, it's easier for me to track that looking at my mobile phone versus trying to look at receipts on where I done spent cash everywhere. Now the number one.
I'm really interested what number one is, homie.
And I think they kind of cheating on this one too, because this number one is lose weight, which I think goes with number 3 is getting healthier.
No, because I had to lose a certain amount of weight because I carry a lot of water weight.
But okay, I guess.
Come from, cause
if you wanna, slice it up like that.
So I'm trying to get down. I'm at 249 now. And I'm trying to get about 230, 235.
Okay, I guess.
Y'all gonna be in trouble then, Jack.
Say losing weight is one of the most common New Year's resolutions for many people, but almost as common is the failure to stick with the original plan.
Right, stick with the original plan,
because people expect results way faster than what they should. If you're not putting in the work, dedicated to losing work that's going to take time over time. There's nothing that's going to happen immediately. You're not going to cut 50 pounds in a month trying to fit into that dress.
Yeah, you don't want to lose 50 pounds.
That's what
pass out.
You know what I'm saying? But there's some people that reach for that to try to do it.
They want to spring, man. They would go to get the
try to get their summer bodies and all that.
Yeah, man. That deep.
So you got to take it. If you trying to lose weight, you got to think about it as a long-term process.
And go see your doctor.
Get your checkups. Find out what a good plan is for you, because not just trying to take advice from your friends on how to lose weight. What worked good for them might not work well for you.
Right.
Your metabolism might not work the same way that others. You might not process sugars or carbs or grains the same way that they do. So you're going to need a diet or a new regimen plan that's tailor fitted for you. So speak to your physician and find out what areas you actually need to lose weight in. Are you just retaining a whole bunch of water? Are you getting more fat in your belly versus your legs versus your back or neck? You know what I mean?
And like I said, most of the weight that I did have at that one time was mostly water weight.
So find out what your dietary needs are. Talk to your doctor before you just start picking any willy-nilly weight loss plan to try to lose weight, because you probably end up doing more damage to yourself than good. But those are the top 10 New Year's resolutions for 2021/2022. Let us know, did any of these resolutions make your list, or do you have any other resolutions that we didn't mention? Let us know, 812-303-5018. Hit us up in the comment section on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll never miss an episode of The Revolution. It's your morning show with your boy Nino and your man D Hicks, broadcasting live from the Acceptance Insurance Studios.